All right, welcome back. Vegas Unwrapped. Aaron Phillips, Ricky Cash, Hook. I'm Mark on the board. 702-479-5254 is our studio line. If you have a question about the defense products that we're talking about, or you want to Skype it in, a Tunes and Talk, or those of you in the chat room want to send in a message, or we'll share it with Robert as well. You had a question that you were starting to develop before we came out of break.
Yeah, Robert, I was always concerned that sometimes a criminal, and let's call them for what they are, a criminal is going to make an attack on someone based on his confidence that the body language that he's seeing is an easy mark.
Right, and you're exactly right, because most of those crimes are crimes of opportunity. They aren't necessarily out there with the intent of mugging someone or attacking them for a sexual assault. It's usually it's a crime of opportunity.
Especially, you see women that do carry purses,
yes.
And they're holding them out like this. They're not wrapping them around their shoulder or wherever the case may be. But in studio, Susie had asked the question that a lot of women who are attacked are grabbed around the neck. Okay? Now, given your product situation, what would you say would be the best course of defense in a situation like that?
Well, for that type of thing, for the close, this is kind of why steers some people, and this is why I bought my wife a stun gun before we even heard about any of these products through this company.
Well, sure, you're law enforcement.
Right.
You would have thought of that before any of us.
And the reason I got her a stun gun was if she were to be taken unaware, or even think about it, just standing in an elevator and you get in there and people don't want to pass the elevator because number one, they could be seen rude or they're in a hurry, and say for instance the person in there decides to assault them from behind, because you don't generally look at the people that you're in an elevator with, for example. But if you have, she would be able to stun them, and believe me, these products will bring people down. I remember Taser, which is a different animal, because it shoots it out, and that's actually the name of the company that manufactures it. But I remember when we were doing the familiarization training, as in people trying to hold the prongs and having the foreknowledge that it was going to happen, and they're like, well, I'm not going down, I'm not going down. It's like, well, the body works on electricity. It doesn't matter whatever your state of mental preparation or your physical condition is when that hits you, those depending on the device and the number of volts that it's going to hit you with, you're going down, and certainly that's enough time to get away.
Very, very good.
Hell yeah, you're going down.
Yeah,
when I heard the zapping during the demo, I was shaking and I was 20 feet away from the demo.
Well, I think, and hopefully that the person that's using the equipment that you're talking about will have the presence of mind during an attack to be able to utilize that weapon before they're really taken down.
Right, and that's basically it's mental preparation, is having to plan. I mean, you start out, keep your head on a swivel, be aware of going on. If somebody looks suspicious, they probably are. However, in contrast, if you look like a victim, people are going to perceive you as a victim, and so you want to make yourself that hard target. The same thing applied when in Afghanistan. We always wanted to look like we're absolutely prepared to take on anything, as far as like any type of a Taliban attack or anything like that. We just, to make ourselves give that perception of being a hard target, even though we were actually a very small element. We only were 14 guys, so we weren't even a full platoon.
Right.
Question came in, and this may not be something you can answer right off the top of your head, but from our friend up in Minnesota, Neon Vacation. Are all states different with stun gun laws? If you can carry it in one state, can it be presumed to be carried in another state?
No, every state is different.
Okay.
It behooves you to look at your destination, and also, since being up there in Minnesota, is don't try to cross that border, even though they can sell them. Even though they can sell them in Canada.
Right.
Especially like the thing about bear spray. It's the same thing. It's OC, but in a much larger container. But don't try to cross the border with it.
Wow. Well, on getting that information about the different stun gun laws, courtesy of Hawkeye Mark, listeners can go to www.stungunlaws.org for all the different well, that's tough to say,
Yeah.
stun gun laws across the United
Especially
States.
when he's pointing pepper spray at the thing.
Exactly. Excellent. All right, very good. Now, 90210 IZIG is something you use to promote the business, correct?
I still do.
Right.
And that's, well, it's been a number of hours today. Yeah. DIDpro, Damsels in Defense Pro at 90210. Text it there and you'll get all the information about the website. The direct website is www.damseldefenders.com, and all the information on here is great. You can't order anything online. Not yet.
Not yet, but right now it's you could see the product, get in touch with a local representative, and then basically you order it through that person, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then it's delivery and all that when parts good. Now, do you have inventory on this, or do you place the order?
We actually have some inventory.
Some inventory?
Yeah,
Okay.
so people who want to do cash and carry.
Now,
Gotcha.
when I was last question for me, when I was going through the website, I saw a list of like 18 million people. What was that? Was that the states that?
That's I saw that sheet. That's the list of representatives in each state if you wanted to look for a rep.
Oh,
within
yeah,
your area.
by ID number? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
It was alphabetical. Well, it was by state alphabetical.
yes.
And I think you're number 15. I actually counted them. You were right on. So you certainly knew that very
I was
well.
like actually number 5, I think, here in Las Vegas.
Now,
Yeah.
which will lead me into the next question. If somebody wanted to get into this as a business, would they be able to do that through you?
Yes.
Okay.
And how would they do that?
The same thing. You just go to the website. It'll lead you there, and also, or by texting, you get the digital, get the response back from 90210 if you're someone who, you don't even have to have a smartphone, to get that information back actually.
No.
And
Also,
they can contact us, either myself or my wife, Catherine, and we can give them the information that they need to sign up.
now, along with, if you don't want to sign up, but you want to see the products and you want your friends to see it, you can do the traditional kind of house party where you invite people over to see the products as well, and it's called Host a Party.
Okay.
And there's all
I saw
that
that.
information
I
on
saw
there
that
as
on
well.
the site.
Yes.
So you can do that as well, just to have your friends become more familiar with the products and make a decision at that point as to whether they want to get into it. There's
I think it's terrific, and,
Yeah.
I think this is something. And again, I'm glad we've had the opportunity, on this show to, share that information. I can tell you that we will continue to share that information on future shows, and given that Vegas Unwrapped Productions is going to be hosting many shows on LV Rocks. Hopefully we'll help you get the word out on this, because I think it's really that important.
That's great, and we do appreciate it. A lot of companies have these products out there, but nobody has bundled them all together with a specific market toward women, and that was actually the company was started by 2 ladies up in Idaho.
Ah, we know them
something
well.
about Idaho.
We know them well. Okay.
Let's see, actually I saw them here. Bethany and Mindy
Yes.
are the 2 ladies that own Damsel in Defense. So, it's talk about a niche market. This
Well,
is something that's right there
Well,
in the wheelhouse.
and I'm going to give you some credit, Aaron, because this is what we've been doing with the Spotlight on Businesses here in Las Vegas. And by unwrapping this type of situation, if we're in a position to help, literally save people's lives, then I know that we're definitely on
Or
the
at
right
least keep them
track.
safe.
Yeah, well, if it comes to that.
Right.
I'm
I
saying,
mean,
but-
it's almost like an insurance policy. You buy a zapper, but God forbid you should really ever have to use it. It's like insurance.
Yeah.
You spend money on insurance, but you hope to never have to use it.
Exactly.
So,
But I'm glad we've had the opportunity
Absolutely.
to do this, and
No
we'll continue
question.
to do so.
DamselDefenders.com or type DIDpro to 90210. Get all the information. Robert Rickley, thank you so much for coming in tonight. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me on.
You got it. When we come back on the other side, our author friends, Stacy Hall and Denise Michaels, will be on the show to talk about Occupier Life.
Sounds great.
Phillips and Cash, Vegas Unwrapped. We'll be right back.